In order to have enough runes to do our daily Vis Wax, I'll need to be able to visit as many rune shops as I can. I figure, since I'm such a low level right now, that the Wilderness shop is safe enough to use. Since my entire Wildy plan involves me camping a low level, if I plan to do Chaos Elemental, then I don't see why I should be scared of the Wildy shop. This shop is also one of the few that has cosmic runes, which is also pretty handy at this point. Since I was planning to work towards Darkness of Hallowvale, and there's a part in a quest prior where you need to fight using melee, I figured it would be handy to do a bit of questing to improve our melee stats. Famously, the Waterfall Quest is a great one to give you a massive boost. It only takes a short time to complete, and now that it's done, we have level 30 attack and strength. Continuing towards our goal, I finished off Priest and Peril first, followed by Nature Spirit. A bit of a longer quest is up next with In Search of the Myreque. Then, I went and completed Shades of Mort'ton. This one requires you to participate in a minigame of the same name. It's possible, but tough, to do this minigame on your own, so I'd recommend going to World 88 if you're needing help. Next up is In Aid of the Myreque. This is the quest where we needed our melee stats up for the fight against Guthix. Guthix himself doesn't require melee, but the vampires with him do. At this point, I believe the only weapon we can use to defeat them is the silver sickle, so I grabbed my best offhand I could use and went to town. After a long while, I won the fight and continued on to finish this quest. With all those done, the only thing left for Darkness of Hallowvale is to grind out 40 strength. I've decided to do this over at Shattered Worlds to give us a bit of a start towards unlocking Bladed Dive at the same time. With that done, I could now start this long but not too difficult quest. After a bit of work, that's now done, and we fully unlocked Temple Trekking, our first goal completed. I spent a bit of time doing some temple trekking, and quickly realized that using this as a combat training method was an absolutely terrible idea. In theory, it seemed like an efficient way to do things since we'd get plenty of resources out of it, but not every random event you get has combat in it, so the XP per hour is actually quite bad. This is still useful to have unlocked anyways, but we'll need to find an alternative for training. I also managed to pass 1000 total level, so it was time to pick up our first divine coin. This will give me a second life, meaning if we die now, we don't lose our hardcore status right away. I've been itching to start working on the Chaos Elemental, and I've decided to do some ED3 trash runs as a fast way to power level my magic. A friend of mine came with me to tank the enemies while I very slowly chipped away at their health. It didn't take long using this method, and we now have level 50 magic for our Mystic Wand and Orb. We'll also need 33 quest points in order to enter the Champions Guild to buy our mystic weapons. So it's time for a bit more questing. I knocked out Druidic Ritual and Goblin Diplomacy since they're a couple easy ones that give you a lot of quest points. With those done, we can now enter the Champions Guild and buy our mystic weapons. I'm really excited to start giving the Chaos Elemental a go, so let's head over there right away. I brought along another account of mine to stand guard, just in case we run into a PK'er. I also chose to equip that account with a Noxious weapon in the hopes that if we did see a PK'er, it would draw their attention towards that account instead of our little iron. So now that I've given this a go, I've quickly realized that mystic weapons might not be good enough for this. It's really a struggle with our accuracy, and it's taking me nearly an entire inventory to do a single kill, so it seems like we're back to the drawing board. I also underestimated how much damage he can dish out, since not only does he hit high compared to our measly 4800 health, the attacks can sometimes stack up and hit rather fast. I actually nearly died because of this, and literally only survived because we took the time to grab the health relic from the Arch tutorial. Way too close of a call, but I'm glad it didn't end badly. All in all, I did 5 kills using our mystic weapons. The next best thing we can go for at this point would be 60 magic and a Guthix staff. I'm really hoping this boss is more viable with the extra accuracy, alongside being able to use the Guthix staff's special attack. Its special attack lowers the defense of the enemy, so it should hopefully help quite a bit. I went back over to ED3 to quickly grab our 60 magic. This also had the side benefit of bringing us to a high enough combat level that we can now use the War's Retreat teleport. I grabbed that along with the Vampirism Aura using some of my Marks of War. The Guthix staff has to be unlocked through the Mage Arena in the Wilderness. I headed over there and made quick work of the mini-bosses that you have to fight. Afterwards, we were able to grab a Guthix staff and also a Guthix cape, both of which will be nice upgrades to our gear. Before you can use the Guthix staff special attack, you also need to head back into the Mage Arena and cast the Divine Storm spell 100 times on the enemies in there. A really quick way to do this is to bring a wand and orb and turn on Legacy Combat. The attack speed for spells this way is very high, and it only takes a couple minutes to do 100 casts. And with that unlocked, I think it's time to go visit our friend the Chaos Elemental again and show him our new toys. This time around, it felt a lot more viable to do kills here. Accuracy is still a problem, and even landing our Guthix staff spec misses quite often, but it's bearable enough that I think we can work with this. I also remembered that we technically only need to do more than half of the health of the boss in order to get the loot. This means I just need to do half the HP on the hardcore, and then I could have my other account come in to nuke the rest of his health. Well, let the grind begin. It actually took quite a while at first, but eventually I saw another person for the first time. It was a really scary moment, but it didn't seem as if they were a PKer. I think they were probably just doing safes in the building next to the Chaos Elemental. I was scared enough by it that I decided to change worlds anyways. Not that long later, a similar thing happened, but this time I decided not to worry too much since they also seemed to just be doing safes, and I checked to make sure that they were out of my combo level range. This first trip went pretty well overall. It was a good proof of concept that this gear would be good enough, and we didn't run into any PKers. We also didn't spoon the pet, but we're not relying on that anyways. At this point, we could also start doing our daily Reaper tasks to start building up Reaper points and also get some nice Slayer XP. Since our combat level is so low, we can basically force a Croesus task every day, which gives really nice Reaper points and Slayer XP, and also gives us a good excuse to really start grinding out this boss. Pretty soon, we ended up getting our first drop at Croesus, a Cryptbloom Helmet. Out of all the pieces of Cryptbloom we can get, this is one of the nicer ones, since there isn't often anything competing for our helmet slot. At this time, the Golden Partyhat event had started, so I was hoping to make our hat as soon as we could. We need 8 Partyhat shards to make our hat, and since I bought Premier Club, we got our first shard for free. While doing some more Croesus, I ended up getting my second Partyhat shard for bossing on the same kill that my friend got a drop as well. Then, only a couple kills later, I got the Gathering shard while at Croesus as well. So far, this boss has been very kind to me, and with its continued generosity, Croesus gave us a Sporehammer and some Cryptbloom bottoms, and we're only even at 111 KC so far. We won't be able to make the hammer or use it for a while, but the legs are another really good piece of the outfit to get. The ideal pieces to get are the helmet, body, and legs, so currently we only need the body to have a really strong set of magic gear. A friend of mine wanted me to host some Beastmaster on my old account, and I thought it could be a fun idea to bring along our little hardcore to see if we could spoon a codex. And well, let's see what we get on here. I'm just gonna take this because I want to reroll for Yaka. Got a codex! No way, dude! How do I switch to it? I gotta like log out of this one, hold on. Wow. One case. So it turns out that was a fantastic idea, and we now have a 1kc Mazcab Codex. This was quite unexpected, and we actually don't even have the level to use Corruption Blast yet, but this will be very powerful for us once we can. We could power level to 70 to allow us to use this now, but we still have to be careful about the amount of XP we gain. Every time we kill the Chaos Elemental, we gain some XP, so I think the better move is to just let our levels come naturally through that. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you really enjoyed, I'd love it if you subscribed to my channel, liked the video, and also left a comment telling me about your favorite part. I also normally stream over on Twitch, but I'm currently away from it while I recover from surgery, like I mentioned in the previous video. Either way, I'd love it if you gave me a follow over there too for when I'm back at it. I also want to mention that I have a friends chatting game that a bunch of us hang out in often under my old account's name, Expired Bree. If you ever want to hang out with us and chat, just come on over. Anyways, hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!